Yeah, I mean, so I was a young, confused person who was all adrift and didn't know who I was or what I wanted to be or what I wanted to write or even what writing could do. And, I stumbled on a copy of Telepaths Don't Need Safe Words in a comic book store, I think. And it kind of just blew my mind apart, both for like the fact that I didn't know you could do that in fiction, and just for all the sexuality and all the different boundary pushing ideas. And over time I just became more and more obsessed with Circlet Press because of all the different, just incredibly inventive and experimental and brilliant and diverse stuff that Circlet was publishing. And I was lucky enough to come to San Francisco, where at the time Borderlands Books, in their old location on Hayes Valley, had like a giant shelf of Circlet Press, and I was like, oh my god, want. And I just ended up carrying home armfuls of these books and just devouring them. And I think that was what got me writing erotica for sure. I think the first time I ever tried to write erotica was for a Circlet story, which was for a Circlet anthology where I totally screwed it up. It didn't work at all. But that led to me writing a lot more erotica. And, it helped me to learn a lot about storytelling in general. Like, I remember Cecilia's Hand had these guidelines that said that basically that the stories had to, like, the sex had to be kind of happy, or that the sex had to be. And so the first story I wrote, the characters were just incredibly well adjusted in general. And I was like, oh, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's how it should be. And then I kind of realized that the characters can be messed up, but the sex can be good and enriching, and that you can work out all these different things through the sex. And that the thing that I really learned from Circlet Press in part was that these incredibly hot, exciting sex stories, the presence of all that hot, exciting sex made the science fiction and fantasy better, and vice versa. All the science fiction and fantasy elements made the sex hotter and more exciting, and that just taught me a lot about storytelling and narrative and just everything that makes books great. And I feel like I learned a lot both as a writer and just as a person from Circlet Press. So I honestly don't know who or where I would be if it wasn't for Circlet. So happy 25th anniversary.